Every single one of us at some point stands at the crossroads of faith and fear. It's a universal experience. You felt it, I've felt it. It's that moment when you're about to step into the unknown, when the path ahead is unclear and you have a choice. On one side, fear is whispering, stay here, it's safe, don't risk it. And on the other, faith is calling out, go ahead, you've got this. There's something incredible waiting for you. This battle between faith and fear is a part of the human condition. It's a conflict we face in our personal lives, in our careers, in our relationships. It's the tension we feel when we dream about something bigger, something better, something that will take us beyond our current reality. We start to imagine a future that excites us, that fills us with possibility. But almost as quickly as those dreams appear, fear sneaks in, bringing with it a flood of doubts. Think about the last time you were on the verge of a significant decision. Maybe it was starting a new job, moving to a new city, or taking a chance on love. As soon as you felt that spark of excitement, wasn't fear right there, ready to douse it with a wave of what ifs? What if I fail? What if it's a mistake? What if I'm not good enough? Fear wants to protect us from pain, from failure, from rejection. It convinces us that the safer route is to stay where we are, to not rock the boat. But let me tell you this, fear is lying to you. It tells you that staying put is safe, but in reality, it's the slow death of your dreams. Fear keeps you small, it keeps you stuck, and the longer you listen to it, the more power it gains until it controls your life. On the other side of this tug of war is faith. Faith doesn't pretend that the challenges aren't there. It doesn't deny the existence of obstacles or the possibility of failure. But what faith does is far more powerful. It redefines how you see those challenges. Instead of viewing them as insurmountable barriers, faith shows them as stepping stones, as opportunities to grow, to learn, and to become stronger. Faith isn't just about belief, it's about trust. Trust that no matter what happens, you will find a way. Trust that you are capable, resilient, and resourceful. Faith is knowing that even if you stumble, even if you fall, you have the strength to get back up. When you're standing at that crossroads, remember this: fear may feel real, but it is faith that will take you where you're meant to go. Faith whispers, go ahead, take that step. And when you do, you begin to unleash the power within you, the power that's been waiting for you to give it a chance to shine. Choose faith. Now, let's dive into the nature of fear, because understanding it is the first step in overcoming it. Fear is that voice inside your head that tells you you can't. It's that nagging feeling in your gut that warns you about the worst case scenario, magnifying everything that could go wrong until it feels inevitable. Fear thrives on the unknown. It's fueled by uncertainty and doubt, and it feeds off the stories we tell ourselves about what might happen. Think about how fear shows up in your life. It could be the fear of failure, the fear of rejection, or even the fear of success. Fear disguises itself in many forms, but its goal is always the same: to keep you from moving forward. It convinces you that staying in your comfort zone is the safest option, that avoiding risk is the best way to protect yourself. But the truth is, fear is a liar. It's not there to protect you, it's there to limit you. Fear wants you to believe that by avoiding the unknown, you're keeping yourself safe. But in reality, fear is a prison. It's the chains that hold you back from achieving your full potential. When you let fear dictate your actions, you start to live a life that's smaller, a life that's less than what you are capable of. And the irony is, the more you give in to fear, the more it grows. It starts with one hesitation, one doubt, and before you know it, it's controlling every decision you make. Well, let me ask you this: how many opportunities have you missed because fear was holding you back? How many times have you told yourself, I can't do this, before you even tried? Fear keeps you stuck in a loop, replaying the same old stories, the same old patterns, and it convinces you that change is too risky. But here's the thing about fear: it only has the power you give it. Fear thrives in the shadows and the corners of your mind where doubt and uncertainty lurk. But the moment you shine a light on it and the moment you confront it, fear begins to lose its grip. Because fear cannot withstand action, it crumbles in the face of courage. Every time you take a step forward, every time you push through the discomfort, you weaken fear's hold on you. I'm not saying that fear will disappear entirely. It won't. Fear is a natural part of being human. But what I am saying is that you can learn to live with fear without letting it control you. You can acknowledge its presence without allowing it to dictate your choices. Fear is not your enemy. It's a signal. It's an indicator that you're stepping out of your comfort zone, that you're growing, that you're on the verge of something great. When fear shows up, recognize it for what it is, a test of your resolve, your courage, and your commitment to your dreams. And every time you pass that test, every time you choose action over avoidance, you become stronger, you become more confident, you become the person who doesn't let fear stand in the way of greatness. Face your fear and take the first step. Now let's shift gears and talk about the power of faith, because if fear is the force that holds you back, then faith is the one that propels you forward. Faith is that quiet, steady voice inside that says you can do this. It's the belief in something greater, something beyond your current circumstances, even when you can't see the outcome. Faith is what allows you to step into the unknown with confidence, to take risks, and to trust in the process of life. Faith isn't about being naive or ignoring the challenges ahead. It's not about pretending that everything will be easy or that success is guaranteed. Faith recognizes the obstacles, but chooses to move forward anyway. It's about having a vision for your life, a vision so compelling and strong that it pulls you through the tough times, the setbacks, and the doubts. When you operate from a place of faith, you shift your focus from what could go wrong to what could go right. You start to see opportunities where others see problems. You begin to trust in your ability to handle whatever comes your way. And this trust isn't blind. It's built on the knowledge that you've overcome challenges before and that you can do it again. Faith is powerful because it's active. It's not sitting back and waiting for things to happen. It's stepping up and making things happen. It's about taking that first step, even when you don't know exactly where the path will lead. Because here's the thing, faith doesn't require you to see the entire staircase. It just asks you to take the first step, trusting that the rest will be revealed as you go. This kind of faith can transform your life. It can take you from a place of hesitation and doubt to a place of empowerment and action. Faith gives you the courage to pursue your dreams, to take risks, and to keep going even when things get tough. It's the fuel that drives you forward, no matter what obstacles you encounter. But faith isn't something that just happens. It's a muscle, and like any muscle, it gets stronger the more you use it. Every time you act in faith, every time you take a step forward despite your fears, you build that muscle. You reinforce the belief that you are capable, that you are strong, and that you can achieve what you set out to do. How do you cultivate faith in your life? It starts with small steps. You don't have to leap all at once. Begin by taking one small action each day that moves you closer to your goals. Each step you take in faith will make the next step easier, and over time you'll find that faith becomes your default mode of operation rather than fear. Faith is your greatest ally in the battle against fear. It's the light that guides you through the darkness, the compass that keeps you on course. And when you live with faith as your guide, there's no limit to what you can achieve. Trust in your journey and take that first step in faith. What you focus on shapes your reality. It determines how you feel, how you act, and ultimately what you achieve. And this isn't just a motivational idea, it's a fact of life. Your mind has an incredible ability to magnify whatever you give your attention to. Focus on fear and it grows. Focus on faith and it expands. Think about it. When you're consumed by fear, it's because your mind is locked onto every possible negative outcome. You're playing out worst case scenarios in your head over and over again until they feel inevitable. You dwell on what might go wrong, on how things could fall apart, and you start to feel paralyzed. But this is the key. It's not the fear itself that paralyzes you, it's the focus on it. Now imagine shifting that focus. Imagine redirecting your thoughts from fear to faith, from what could go wrong to what could go right. Instead of dwelling on failure, you start to see success. Instead of anticipating obstacles, you begin to spot opportunities. This shift in focus is powerful because it changes how you feel and how you show up in the world. It energizes you, gives you clarity, and fuels your determination to move forward. This isn't about ignoring the challenges or pretending that risks don't exist. It's about choosing where to direct your mental energy. It's about recognizing that you have the power to decide what gets your attention. And let me tell you, when you focus on your vision, on your goals and on the steps you can take today to move closer to them, you start to build momentum. That momentum builds faith, and that faith diminishes fear. The truth is, you cannot focus on fear and faith at the same time. It's like trying to look in two directions simultaneously. You just can't do it. So you have to make a choice. You have to decide which one will dominate your mind. And here's the beauty of it. The more you practice focusing on faith, the easier it becomes. It's like tuning into a different frequency. At first, it might take effort to change the station, but once you're there, the signal becomes clear and the noise of fear fades into the background. This process begins with awareness. Pay attention to where your mind goes when you're faced with uncertainty. Are you zeroing in on the things that scare you, or are you seeking out the possibilities that excite you? The more you practice redirecting your focus, the more natural it will become to lean into faith rather than falling back into fear. Every time fear starts to creep in, every time doubt begins to cloud your vision, pause and ask yourself, what am I focusing on right now? Then make a conscious choice to shift your focus to what you can control, to the steps you can take, and to the belief that you are capable of handling whatever comes your way. Remember, where your focus goes, your energy flows. Make sure it's flowing towards faith. Choose your focus and let it guide you toward the life you're meant to live. Let's delve into the role of action in this equation of faith versus fear, because action is the bridge between the two. It's the catalyst that transforms faith from a belief into a tangible reality. Here's the truth. Fear cannot survive when you take action. Fear thrives on hesitation, on delay, on overthinking. It loves it when you sit still, paralyzed by what might go wrong. But the moment you take a step, no matter how small, you start to strip fear of its power. When you're caught in fear, the last thing you feel like doing is acting. You might think, I'll wait until I'm not scared anymore. But let me tell you, waiting for fear to disappear is like waiting for the ocean to calm before you swim. Fear is part of the journey. It's not about eliminating it, it's about moving through it. And the only way to do that is through action. Action breaks the spell of fear because it shifts your focus. It takes you out of your head where fear likes to play its games and puts you into the present moment, into doing. It changes the question from what if I fail to what's my next step? And with every step you take, you gain momentum. That momentum is the antidote to fear. And seeing it for what it is really shifts all kinds of performance expectations. I mean, think about it. If you believe that you can't succeed because of your fear, but here's the thing, action doesn't have to be monumental. It doesn't have to be a giant leap. It can be a small, deliberate step in the direction of your goal. What matters is that you're moving forward. Each small step chips away at fear, building confidence and reinforcing your faith. It's in the doing that you realize, I can handle this. That realization grows with each action, making the next one easier. Action also brings clarity. When you're stuck in fear, everything feels overwhelming because you're trying to figure out all the answers at once. But action simplifies things. It breaks the big picture into manageable pieces, showing you what needs to happen now, not tomorrow or next week. It keeps you focused on the present, on what you can do today, and that's where your power lies. There's also a ripple effect to action. When you take action, you inspire others around you to do the same. Your courage becomes a beacon, showing them that fear is not insurmountable. It creates a wave of movement, a shift from stagnation to progress, and that collective energy propels everyone forward. The next time you feel fear creeping in, ask yourself, what's one action I can take right now? It doesn't have to be perfect, it doesn't have to be huge. It just has to be something. Because once you start moving, fear loses its grip. And as you continue to act, faith takes the driver's seat, guiding you to where you need to be. Remember, action is the antidote to fear. Take that first step and keep moving forward. Let's talk about the company you keep and how it plays a crucial role in the battle between faith and fear. You've probably heard the saying, you are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. There's truth in that. The people around you have a profound impact on your mindset, your attitude, and ultimately your actions. When it comes to choosing faith over fear, the influence of your surroundings can either lift you up or pull you down. Think about it for a moment. Have you ever been around someone who is constantly negative, who always finds something to worry about, who seems to be living in a perpetual state of fear? It's draining, isn't it? It's almost like their fear seeps into you, making it harder to hold on to your own faith and positivity. Fear is contagious. It spreads quickly, especially in environments where negativity and doubt are the norm. But the good news is faith is contagious too. When you surround yourself with people who believe in possibilities, who act with courage, and who push forward despite challenges, that energy transfers to you. Their faith fuels your own. It's inspiring to watch someone take risks, to see someone overcome their fears and succeed. It reminds you of what's possible and strengthens your resolve to do the same. The people in your life should be your greatest allies in your journey toward faith. They should challenge you to think bigger, to aim higher, and to step out of your comfort zone. They should encourage you when you're doubtful and remind you of your strength when you feel weak. This kind of support system is invaluable because, let's face it, there will be moments when fear feels overwhelming. In those times, having people who believe in you, even when you struggle to believe in yourself, can make all the difference. Take a moment to evaluate your current circle. Are the people around you lifting you up or dragging you down? Are they nurturing your faith or feeding your fears? This doesn't mean you need to cut ties with everyone who isn't a ray of sunshine, but it does mean being mindful of the influence they have on you. Sometimes making small shifts in who you spend time with can create a huge difference in your mindset. Also remember that you can choose to be the person who spreads faith to others. Be the one who encourages, who uplifts, who sees the potential in every situation. Your faith can inspire others to find their own, creating a ripple effect that not only transforms your life, but the lives of those around you. In the end, we are social creatures. We thrive in community, and the right community can help you maintain your faith when it's hardest to do so. Choose your companions wisely and let their faith fuel your journey. Surround yourself with faith and let it carry you through any storm.